Okay, good morning everybody, and hello. It's actually good afternoon by now. My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm making this particular video while I'm doing some specific work that I need to do in order to prepare to move. I'm hiking in La Jolla, California, which is in San Diego County, and I've already made other videos in reference to me describing why I'm hiking. Okay, and hold on one second. Let me. I just noticed that this lens needs to be wiped really fast. Okay, that way you can see. That way you can see me really good. Okay. Hang on. Okay, now, I am making this video today in order to be able to talk to you as a human being, one human being to another, pertaining to not only what's happening to me, but to also inform you and talk to you and expose to you some of my own strategies that I develop. I hope any organized stalking, even if just one organized stalking, gang stalking target individual is watching this video, even if just one is, and then takes the information that I state in it and is able to use it to bring about benefits for them, then it is worth the time and the money that I spent in making this video. Because for me, and I'm not trying to blow my own horn concerning about why I do what I do, but I want you to understand, I'm the kind of a woman who cares about what happens to innocent people. That's just the way I am. It's just the way I'm made. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm making this particular video is for that purpose. To expose to the general public and to talk to fellow targeted individuals about some of the methods and tactics that I have used in order to be able to catch these criminals and or places that are involved in the gang stalking and organized stalking of me, and to at least implement the strategies that I have developed in my own techniques in order to be able to at least prove that what is happening to me is happening to me. So then the general public and fellow targeted individuals can not only become educated about the strategies that I have developed, but they can also then, as a result of you witnessing the proof that has come from the strategies that I have developed and implemented, you will then be able to sit back and say to yourself, why will not any law enforcement agencies or district attorney's office, including the state attorney's office, investigate the factual reality that I am a victim target of this crime? I am also an activist, you better believe it, concerning it. Now, as I'm talking to you, I'm going to be doing some things in order to take care of my own personal business for the day, so I hope you don't mind. And I'm just going to fly right into some of the methods that I have developed on my own, which targeted individuals can do. And I'm going to just fly right into them right now. What I have done as a result of being a target of this crime now openly, this crime towards me started and began openly, okay, to me in every aspect of my personal life, every aspect from every angle, okay, started in late 2000. That's right, in another state. Now, it's already all over the internet that organized stalking and gang stalking targets are stalked from state to state to state to state. So you can just research that and you'll be able to see that when I state that the open organized stalking and gang stalking targeting started towards me in 2000, and now that it's 2014, it's obvious that you'll be able to deduce that it's been going on for 14 years. As a result of this extensive experience, and then on June 9th, 2009, I discovered on the internet that what was happening to me was gang stalking, which is also called organized stalking. In this video, I'll interchange in reference to, if I say gang stalking, that's what I'm referring to. Organized stalking, that's what I'm referring to, because organized stalking and gang stalking is the same exact crime. It just goes by different names. Okay? Now, so if you hear me say gang stalking, that means you can also research this crime by typing in organized stalking and vice versa. Now, the reason why I'm making this particular video is to literally illustrate to you, describe to you, okay, some of the methods that I have developed in order to at least prove that this crime is happening to me, in which in this video I'll literally even prove it to you by some of the audio files that I will include in this video in reference to recordings that were captured as events and harassments that were attached to these events as they were occurring. As these events of harassment and threats were occurring, they were being tape recorded. And gang stalking is in your face. Gang stalking is in your face, outwardly apparent, transparent, that it is happening because of gang stalking. But I'll get to that in a minute. Now, one of the methods that I have been able to develop as a result of, I discovered that what was happening to me was gang stalking on June 9th, 2009. June 9th, 2009 was the day I discovered online that the crime that I was already experiencing for about 9 years, I discovered the name of the crime that was happening to me. As a result, I have been able to extensively research online, okay, all the information that's online, as much as I possibly could between 2009 and this calendar year, 2013. I've done exhaustive research on the internet, which has gave me educated knowledge. Educated knowledge is data based on fact. Now, when you cross-reference the educated knowledge and superimpose it and fold it onto the experience, what you can do is develop and recognize. You can start to recognize the patterns of the behaviors of the perpetrators in reference to their methods, tactics, schemes, maneuvers, connections, including to, but not limited to, police officers, possibly members in the district attorney's office, prosecutors' offices, the members that are connected to these criminal, it's organized crime in the system, basically, is what I'm telling you. But make no mistake about it, corporations can initiate organized stalking, organized crime can initiate gang stalking, and the government can initiate gang stalking. And make no mistake about it, these three can work in concert in reference to bringing about the same crimes towards you in a concerted, cooperating relationship towards you, all three of them working together against one person. And since these individuals have power positions in the community, they can solicit any place or person to aid and abet them in the gang stalking of you, without the individuals who are being solicited to engage in specific behaviors of you, towards you, not even knowing that what they're doing is gang stalking. Now, the reason why, again, that I've already stated that I'm making this video is to expose to you my methods and maneuvers and strategies that I have developed and implemented. All of them legal. All of them are legal, legal, in order to prove this criminality is happening to me and to expose the places that have been identified, the police officers who did not do their jobs, members of the district attorney's offices and district attorney's offices in reference to their names when they can be discovered, in reference to persons in the district attorney's office, and the name of the county that the district attorney's office is in, exposing that office and any discovered names. That at least violates my civil rights by them not advocating for me, because it's their job to do so. Understand? So, what I have done through the extensive experience and cross-referencing the educated knowledge that has been folded onto the experience, I have been able to itemize and categorize how they operate and who they're connected to and who protects these heinous crimes. The government. You better believe they do. In fact, a corporation can initiate the gang stalking against you, but the government will protect it. Organized crime can initiate it against you, but the government will protect it. So do you see how all three will work in concert? That's right. So pay attention to what I'm stating to you in order to be able to gain a benefit from my statements. And I'm making this video for you, the general public, and for fellow targeted individuals. Now, as a result of me itemizing and categorizing their methods, tactics, maneuvers, schemes, and partnerships, and their employment descriptions to not only initiate these crimes, but to also perpetrate them and then to protect them, what I have done through observation, experience, and educated knowledge have literally deduced how they operate and who they're connected to. Okay? Including every one of their methods, every one of their maneuvers, every one of their schemes, every one of their cooperating relationships, and the peoples and places that can be used, and the government agencies that will protect it. As a result of categorizing these eventual conclusions, okay, I have been able to sit back and make out a list of how they operate, and already what I've already mentioned. You know, how they operate, their methods, tactics, maneuvers, schemes, cooperating relationships, places that can be used, laws that have been broken, okay, even by the perpetrators and by the system. Let me feed my squirrel here. And, So what I did is that when you have a certain parameters, when you notice, case in point, one government agency, like say if there's an office of civil rights that is every state and every city and town in each state has their own penal codes. They also have state constitutions, and then the federal government has a constitution, which is supposed to protect our Bill of Rights, our civil rights, and our constitutionally guaranteed rights. As a result, these federal laws and state and city and local laws have penal codes attached to them, as well as amendments and the constitutional laws. And we all know, as a result of us being educated targets, we all know that every single one of our human rights are being violated. Okay? We all know it, because they are. Okay? And I'm just going to mention a few of the penal codes that are being violated at any state level, because every state has these codes. They might just be, the language that might be used might describe them a little bit differently, but the subject matter and theme in relating to the penal code violation is the same in reference to the description of the type of crime. Conspiracy under the color of authority, gross negligence of duty, obstruction of justice, criminal intent, mental cruelty, non-consensual human experimentation has multiple human rights violations. You better believe it does. It's even got world international laws that are supposed to be protecting human beings against this. State laws also have rules pertaining to it. Stalking, conspiracy to stalk, conspiracy to harass, harassment, you name it, assaults, rapes, robbery, mail theft and mail delayment is a federal offense right there in itself. Conspiracy to commit stalking, conspiracy penal codes violations are numerous. So these penal code if anybody, listen to me for 1 second. I'm a gang stalking target, and I'm even being gang stalked at this hiking area. And some of the individuals that are engaging in the harassment of me are directly 100 feet away from me right now. That's right. That's right. So if they approach me or walk by me as this video is being made, or on any other date that I'm making a video, will it be so I'll pick up the video camera to take a video picture of them, post it to the internet, and then a third party says, we know who that person is, we better get a hold of them because we might suspect this woman's crazy, so we can find out from them where she's at and then approach her here at this hiking area. I'm talking about corrupt syndicated cops. These are the schemes, and can be the schemes, of gang stalking. Make no mistake about it, and they've already pulled it once at a different hiking area. That's right, except the police were directly involved, that and an anonymous YouTube account was. And they have all been discovered and folded back and proved, because they were stupid enough to leave paper trails. Now, and when you start to see some of the audio evidence that I'm going to include in this video file, you'll literally be able to undeniably conclude that I'm being gang stalked. Okay, now, so what I did is that I looked at not only numerous penal codes, but I also looked at the factual realities of how these people operate, how they, you see, it would be like a parent, okay, or a brother knowing how a sister thinks as a result of them growing up in the same home and observing their behaviors over the years, okay, just like the same thing that a parent will begin to see how their child acts and thinks as a result of being their parent. Okay? Like when the child gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar. When that happens on multiple occasions, you better believe the parent is realizing how the child is going to respond to it the second time they're caught because of the way they responded to it the first time they were caught. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? As a result of direct experience and overt experience, okay, all of it being covertly managed, okay, 14 years of experience, every day, non-stop. Between that and the educated knowledge that has been ascertained by me from the internet since 2009, okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that's 5 years of research, which has given me educated knowledge, folded back onto experience, then what you start to do is you automatically start recognizing the patterns of behaviors, because organized stalking and gang stalking, you are stupid enough, for one, to use the same exact methodologies practically against every targeted individual, and two is they rotate the methods and tactics. They'll have like 15, 20 tactics and then rotate them. Okay, they'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on, up until they get to the 13th and then start over again, or they'll get to the 13th and then go to number 7, then go back to number 9, then go back to number 1. But what I'm trying to say is, once they keep repeating them, you start to notice what they are and how they operate. As a result, you start to even notice their thinking, especially when it comes to how they might have eventual... See, if you got a target individual that is exposing how they're operating, and they know they're being exposed on the internet, because cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking. They hack into your Gmail accounts, your Yahoo accounts, any type of account that you have online, they hack into. All of your email accounts, your blog accounts, your YouTube accounts, they hack into. Okay? In order to alter, edit, delete, that was them that you just heard yelling. In order to ascertain what you're doing online for a threat assessment or for a benefit analysis. That's right. And it's also done for email rerouting, okay, faking email replies like to lawyers and advocacy groups or even state attorneys' offices. Okay? But I highly doubt that they're faking email replies for them, because they don't bother replying. Okay, now the point I'm trying to make here is this. As a result of noticing how they operate and then how they think, if they know that you're exposing them online, especially with undisputable evidence, they're going to want to limit that exposure, which means they're going to escalate their campaign by using their methods, tactics, and maneuvers that have already been deduced through the educated knowledge and through the experience. Now, if there's certain educated knowledge that I have derived from the internet in reference to what they've done to other targeted individuals pertaining to that being literal methods of gang stalking, but they haven't been utilized against me yet, there's a great likelihood they're eventually going to try them. Or if they have already utilized them against me, there's a great chance that they'll repeat them. Okay? Now, if they're being exposed on the internet, including exposing the places they're using, like universities, public libraries, businesses, transportation services, they're going to want to limit that exposure as well, because it's wide openly showing that these places that they've solicited to use in an aiding and abetting cooperation are also being exposed, which puts them in a bad light. Okay? One thing about organized stalking and gang stalking is that they do not like public exposure, because they know in their mind, heart, soul, and breath, and in all their actions, that what they're doing is criminal. They know it. Of course they know it. Of course they know it, because they're criminals. And they're using their employment descriptions to aid and abet in the criminality and then to protect it. So, what they got to do is cover their ass. Okay? That's right, in reference to what they didn't do and what they did do. The people that didn't do what they were supposed to be doing, like district attorney's office members, state attorney's office members, senators, that's right, police officers, even doctors. Now, if these individuals are breaking the law by not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then using their same employment descriptions to break the law, to aid and abet in direct gang stalking towards a targeted individual, then they are not only using their employment descriptions to protect them, but they're also using to literally engage in the crimes. Okay? So, when you look at this, and the target individual knows what they're doing and how they do it, then you can start anticipating what they might do next. Okay? Now, if you are in a situation to where you know that they come... Every organized stalking and gang stalking target, and every researcher, investigator that has investigated these crimes knows that they make the target individual homeless by getting landlords and property owners on board, and or mail theft and mail delayment of rent through postal employees. All this can be Googled. So we know that that's one of their maneuvers. Then once the homelessness is created, they attempt to keep it created, or they might let the targeted individual rent multiple apartments and gang stalk them to each one in order to put the targeted individual in a defeated mindset. That no matter where they go, they're going to be gang stalked, because they're also gang stalked along all their routes as well, not just at their home. They'll also gang stalk them to motel rooms. So if they'll do that, you honestly believe for 1 second that they will not gang stalk a target to a hiking area. This is the 4th one I've been gang stalked to. I do not know any of these people at all personally. I have never had any type of relationship with any of them in reference to the persons who are managing the expedition, or persons, or any of the individuals they have used to harass me. At the acquaintance level, the friendship level, or the intimate level, they are total, complete strangers to me, except for the identified places that they have used that have engaged in gang stalking towards me, and the individuals in reference to the cops that have told me to my face on numerous occasions that they will not file a police report concerning me being gang stalked, and how one of them even implied that I might be mentally ill, including one member of the district attorney's office who tried to imply I was mentally ill. And when I show you the evidence, just in this YouTube video alone, you will automatically conclude that this expedition is happening to me, and then you can just ask yourself, why won't the San Diego police make a police report, or why won't the San Diego district attorney's office investigate it, and investigate the cops who are denying my civil rights to make a police report. Now, once we become familiar with how they operate and how they think, because how they operate is based on how they think, including protecting themselves, their employment descriptions, their offices, and the places they have used, and their methods. Once you start to understand how your child will lie about going into the cookie jar, then you can anticipate how he will lie again, or the fact that he at least will lie again. You become aware of their patterns of behaviors, is what I'm saying. And the thinking that motivates their behaviors. Now, when you look at their behaviors, not just to initiate the gang stalking, but to perpetrate it, and then the behaviors used to protect it, and the behaviors they use to vilify and nullify the target, and part of the vilification is to call the target crazy. So what you can do is you can pretty much be able to ascertain that they're going to keep up their campaign and even escalate it if you're not only exposing the peoples and places that have been used, okay, but also exposing evidence. When you notice how they've reacted in the past based on you exposing them and the evidence, okay, that links them to crimes, then you can become consciously aware that they're going to probably pull something next within the next 10 days, the next 21 days, the next 30 days, the next 45 days. Because this has been their reactionary pattern in the past. Now, they're not only having reactionary patterns of behaviors, but they're also having behaviors that are directly connected to the original motivation of why you were being gang stalked and why you are. So when you look at their maneuvers, methods, tactics, schemes, and the places and peoples used, and then you look at their reactionary thinking processes that bring about reactionary behaviors because you're exposing them, you can start itemizing and categorizing how they think and how they behave and who they use. Then what you can do is you can look at, well, what are they comfortable with doing, and where will they be comfortable with doing it at, and how will they bring it about? And then you look at, well, they might be afraid to do it this way because they know that it's probably more transparent that they're doing it deliberately, so they probably won't do that, and you can dismiss it, or you can set it aside. And then you look at what room is left for them to do something towards you, whether you're out and about in the community, or at a hiking area, or at an apartment, or at a store, whatever, or walking down the street. Okay? Usually when they pull something, they want to pull something at a place that will help protect them concerning what they did in reference to how they intentionally brought the event about. Like doing something right underneath a video camera at a store you've already been gang stalked at by management, employees, and people coming in acting as customers. That way, all of them can gang up on you. That's the gang of gang stalking as the event is transpiring as a result of a third party being brought in to act as a customer in a store. They'll bring about an event toward you in a store. One person will complain about you to management. Management will then approach you and say, why are you bothering my customers? That manager or employee will then call security, and then they will all work in a tag team in cooperation while a fourth party is being used as a witness against the target. The result, the effect, possibly the police being called, possibly a security report being made about you, and possibly you being arrested or at least banned from the store. So, when you look at how they operate, staged events are called street theaters and gang stalking. When you look at how they operate based on either experience or educated knowledge, what you can do is several things. You can go to any email account, Yahoo, Google, Gmail, whatever, And you can make it an email prediction, and you can state what might happen around you concerning you, about you, towards you, or against me at any place, whether it be a hiking area, motel room, apartment, walking route, bike route, bus service route, university, public library, store. Identify these places, okay, and then create a code that will reflect your name. You can go to any library and look at, like I've never read, hang on a second. Now, I had never personally read any of the Lord of the Rings books or the Harry Potter books, but these are the kinds of books, I would say the Bible, but since there's so many different international versions of the Bible, the King James Version, the New International Version, the best thing to do is to get a book, okay, that is nationally and widely known, that is popular. Because that type of book, and even if the book has a series of books, will always be on the bookshelf at a library. My dad taught me this trick, okay? Now, what you can do is you can, like, say if you're a Harry Potter fan or a Lord of the Rings fan, you can go to any library and you can get one of these books. Either it be the first book out of the series, the second, third, or fourth. And you can take this book and write down the library code that's on the side of the book in reference to. So when you go back and you want to look at the book again, you write down the library code that's on the little piece of white sticker that's on the side of the book, okay? Then you write down the name of the book, the exact name of the book, the author's name of it, and the publishing date of it, and the publisher's name. Then what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to go into that book and select the letters of your name. The first letter of your name is on the first page, page number 10. It can be page number 1 or page number 10. Then go to the 15th page and find the second letter of your name. Okay, do you get my idea? And then keep going to different pages until you have found on each page the next letter of your name. And then what you want to be able to do is secretly code by using even the same book, the name of the book, in reference to finding a letter on a number of the page in reference to the name of the book and then your name, and secretly coding it in within this email prediction or a notary. You can even do the same thing in an audio tape recorder and even in a video file once you have number coded the letters, in order to be able to hide your identification within the email. And the reason why you got to do that is because of the corrupt cops. Because even if you say, look, this event that is transpiring towards me right now was predicted, and it's being predicted because of gang stalking, you can even code number the letters of the word gang stalking or organized stalking. Okay? Now, this is mainly being done so if you're lucky enough to find an uncorrupted lawyer, you can disclose the code to the lawyer and then relate all the predictions to you and to the factual reality that the letter was written because of organized stalking, by being able to go back and find the book, or having a lawyer find the book. These are famous books that are all over your community, at every library. You can probably find them at university libraries or college libraries. And the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because if you predict what's going to happen before it occurs, and then it keeps happening, if you make 10 predictions in 1 year, and every single prediction comes true, and then you creatively try to expose, because you might even be able to catch what's happening to you on audio file. If it comes about in the identical way that you predicted it, or in a very close way that you predicted it, you can superimpose any evidence that's caught on a tape recorder or a video camera to the email or notary, and undeniably be able to prove the pattern of behavior that's happening to you. Now, anybody with common sense would be able to deduce that this crime is being then covertly managed and brought about against you. That will then show gross negligence of duty. That's right. That's right. Let me give you an example. On Thanksgiving Day, 2013, I made a video at a specific location, predicting that once I leave the area where the video prediction was being made at, that there was going to be a great likelihood that individuals were going to get around my route on that day and say gang stalk around me. That's one of their methodologies of how they're letting me know that I'm being gang stalked, by literally getting around me and getting individuals along all of my routes every single day repeating the word gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, weird, crazy, oh my god, in that way, non-stop. In that way, every day, non-stop, continuously, everywhere I go. So what I do before I leave a specific area every morning, okay, is I make a video prediction stating that, let's see if any of these words are said around me and about me or to me on this day once I leave the location where the video prediction is made at. In the video prediction, I'll show a video picture of my cell phone, which shows the date and the time, like I'm showing you right now. Then, once I discovered that there's a voice command feature in the tools menu of my phone, which literally enables the phone to tell you the date and time, which I'm about ready to do right now.
Say a command. January 19th, Sunday, 2:10 p.m.
Okay. Once I leave the area where the video prediction is made, if these words are said around me, especially in the specific ways that I state they'll be said, it'll be caught on the tape recorder. The tape recorder will reflect the same date, but a later time, which means it'll show that I was stalked from the area where the video prediction was made to the areas where the words were said. That shows gang stalking. I have over 800 separate audio files of it being said around me everywhere I go. 800. That's no accident, baby cakes. And it was even caught inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters on July 24th, 2013. And the morning before I left a specific area to go there, I made a video prediction in the way that I just described to you. And it was caught on audio file once I got there, being said numerous times and on my way to there. Now, I did the same thing on Thanksgiving Day 2013, which is not even 2 months ago. I made a statement in a video prediction I made that morning before I left the specific area. The video prediction was made in the way I just described, okay, stating, let's see if anybody says gang stalk around me anywhere I go for the day. I then left the area where the video prediction was made at, went to a grocery store, and then went and saw a movie. It was said around me on my route at these businesses. And then when I got on my bike to leave that business plaza to go back to a specific area on a sidewalk, 2 men appeared. One of them has been used to harass me anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions. That individual has been captured on video as well, but the video has not been uploaded yet and will not be uploaded until I move. I'm doing it for legal and strategic purposes. Now, on my way home from the movie theater on Thanksgiving Day, you're about ready to hear what happened towards me on a sidewalk with these two guys. And as this event is unfolding, it was caught on a tape recorder. Now, the event that was caught on the tape recorder, the specific part of the event where they are saying gang stalk, gang stalking, and gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up, okay, was transferred to my phone. And you're about ready to hear it right now. Gang is stalking, I'll F you up. They both said gang stalk together. Then the one said gang stalking, and then that same one said gang is stalking, I'll F you up. Now that occurred on Thanksgiving Day, and I can prove it. Now, I'm in San Diego, California. I've been living in San Diego County every single day since I arrived back in San Diego County on August 8, 2011, up to this date, January 18th, 2014. I'm sorry, today's date is January 19th, 2014. In other words, I came to San Diego County on August 8, 2011. I've been here every single day up to today's date, January 19, 2014, except for 1 week, when I left this area to go to Yucca Valley, which is 167 miles away from La Jolla, which is in San Diego County. I went out to Yucca Valley to try and connect with another targeted individual of gang stalking, okay, who happens to be an elected official in Yucca Valley. Now, it didn't work out, and so I left, okay? But when I was out there, at every single place I went to, every single place, including transportation services, individuals were getting around me and saying, gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk, crazy, weird, oh my God, gang stalk and gang stalking. Every single place I went throughout the entire week of while I was in Yucca Valley, and you're about ready to hear it. Now, the video, the audio of the video you're about ready to hear occurred on December 11th, 2012. This Thanksgiving event that you just heard occurred on November 28th, 2013. Okay? 11 months after the Yucca Valley event occurred. Now, I got hundreds of audio files showing it happened around me along all my routes every single day in San Diego County in between these two events and before the Yucca Valley. Remember, I got 800 audio files of this method being said around me in identical ways everywhere I go, in the same exact identical ways. And I predict it every day. Now, this is literally showing you it being said around me. They're saying gang stalk and oh my god together, back to back. One will say oh my god, that's the cue for the one to say gang stalk. Just listen, they're saying, the men are saying gang stalker or gang stalk, and then there's individuals in the background saying oh my god, either right before or after gang stalk is said. Then a woman just flat out says gang stalking. And this is occurring on a bus route in Yucca Valley, which is 167 miles away from San Diego County. Just listen for yourself.
Well, look at that car right there. So cute. To the left, it just turned. Those little French cars. Right now?
You first child?
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully my...
Alright, let me start it over since that motorcycle went by. Okay, I'm going to start it over right now. You're listening for gang stalk, and then a separate person saying oh my god either before or after it. And you got to listen to the oh my god real carefully.
Oh, okay.
Well, look at that car right there. So cute. To the left, it just turned. Those little French cars. Right now?
You first child? Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully my...
Got my quick
only child.
I'll take the whole thing. The first one.
She was pretty good. She never cried.
I'm going to go hang it up and get my...
She's already talking.
I'm going to take my American flag out. Little tiny flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window and I'm going to put it on. I wish I did these things right. Oh, yeah. When they look at Ridge Street. Oh, yeah, that might work. Now, it's American flag.
You know, I'm going to be really mad if you stopped right here because we could have...
Yeah, we are. They say in 15 years when you put an RFID chip on Newborn.
Now, that person you just heard say in 15 years, that was me on the bus. Now, the only way that I could experience the same exact identical harassment to a T that has been caught on hundreds and hundreds of audio files and even video files of it happening towards me here in San Diego County, and then the same exact to a T identical harassment are happening around me for a complete full week of everywhere I went in Yucca Valley, is that if I was gang stalked from this location that I left in order to catch the buses and the connecting trains that I needed to catch to get to Yucca Valley. And I can prove I was there because I still got the Greyhound and the the bus tickets of when I went there. And I also got particular videos that I haven't even uploaded yet because, to be totally frankly honest with you, I'm afraid to put the video cards in my computers or any library computers because they're erasing video files off the memory cards before they get a chance to be uploaded. Check this out. The harassment that I'm talking about in reference to placing people around me not to non-stop repeat gang stalk, it's done to mentally preoccupy my thinking about the gang stalking as a result of me hearing it. They're also engaging in certain physical gestures for me to witness by them. They're called sensitization methods. Repeating words, phrases, physical gestures, they're sensitization methods of gang stalking. Crazy, stupid tactics. Anyways, stupid. I mean, if people ain't got anything better to do with their time than to get around a total complete stranger just to repeat words, they need to get a life. But anyways, but that's just the manager's way to let you know overtly that you're being gang stalked by literally getting people around you to say gang stalk everywhere you go in specific ways. Not just getting around you and saying gang stalk, even though they do that too, but most of it, I'd say at least 89% of the 800 audio files, they're saying it in the same exact identical way. Gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalker, oh my god, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalk. In that way. That's no accident. Now, so what I started doing was predicting that they'd do it before I left the morning to start my day, that it would be said around me once I went to the places that I was going to, that I described in video files and in audio files. Now, when you take hundreds and hundreds of predictions and then catch what you predict after the fact on the video and audio, it'll show you that I was telling you the truth, that this criminality is occurring towards me. And these methodologies were also predicted in email files and talked about in email files. Now, on July 24th, 2013, I attended a San Diego City Council meeting at the San Diego... See, the San Diego City Council has meetings inside of a room on a floor inside City Hall. Okay? One room is dedicated for the San Diego City Council to have their meetings in. Okay? So, on August 23rd, 2013 is the day that Mayor Filner resigned. And they were holding a closed session meeting for the public to attend, so they could verbalize their voice about how they felt concerning Mayor Filner resigning or being pressured to resign. Okay, it was a closed meeting, but that meant that the public could attend it, but they would not be able to enter the session once it started, which meant that you had to get there to attend it right when it was opening. But like, it started, I think, at like 12, but if you arrived at 1, you wouldn't be able to get into it, because once it started, it became closed. Do you understand? Now, I went there to attend it. I literally got in line before they even opened up the people to let them in to attend it. As I was there, sitting in the front row with over 30 different news reporters, because this was a national news, this coverage about him being pressured to resign was even covered on the Jay Leno show. I mean, they went after him like you would not believe, okay? And so I attended it, okay? Wearing a white shirt with black lettering on it stating, "Learning disabled woman sexually harassed by San Diego Sheriff's officers, where's my justice?" And holding up a white sign saying the same thing, okay? And then I was going to speak when I had, because the public had the right to speak, give a 2-minute, verbal statement about Filner. And I actually went there to talk about me being sexually harassed by these San Diego Sheriff's officers. But then I thought to myself, well, this is supposed to be about the women who are being sexually harassed by Filner. So I thought to myself, I'll forget what's happening to me on this day, and I'll get up and make statements about what was happening to them, and which is what I did. Okay, but as I was sitting there in the front row with numerous reporters all around me, literally sitting next to me, okay, individuals throughout the entire room were saying, "Gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalker, gang stalker, gang stalk, oh my God," all around me before the session started. So I whipped out my video camera and took multiple video pictures of it as it was happening, while it was also being tape recorded. Then, the very next day or the day after, I went to UCSD, took the memory card out of the camera, plugged it into my laptop in a private group study room, and uploaded those videos to the internet in one of my YouTube accounts. Then, right after they got done being uploaded, I was scanning the memory card of the other videos that were already on the memory card to see if I wanted to delete them. Okay, to see what they were about, because they were older videos. So I was scanning through them to see what was on them, so I could make a decision if I wanted to delete them or not. And as I was doing that, someone hacked into my computer and erased all the video files dedicated to what was caught in the San Diego City Council meeting. Now, I didn't stay there in reference to, I left the actual meeting once the City Council heard the public, and then they left to adjourn to go to the back to discuss what they were going to do to Filner. I left and went outside and had a cigarette and then tried to come back in, and they wouldn't let me back in. And that's when I came to understand what closed meeting meant. So I didn't get and then when they re-adjourned is when Filner came out and resigned, and it was all over the news. Okay? That's right. When you see Filner, if you were to go to Google right now and literally type in Filner resigning before City Council, you'll see the room that Filner is giving his speech in. I was sitting in that front row. That's right. That's right, like an hour before. And the videos in reference to me exposing the gang stalking at City Council, I think you can find them by going to YouTube and typing in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at San Diego City Council." It might say meeting. Just YouTube it and you'll see it. And then listen for gang stalk being said around me. And you'll clearly be able to see that they even had the audacity to gang stalk me inside of the San Diego City Council meeting chambers. But listen to this. Gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking, sexual harassment, rape, prostitution rings. And this isn't a city council meeting in reference to them pressuring Filner to resign because of sexual harassment of women that he worked with. Do you see the irony? They literally had the audacity to gang stalk me and verbally make it outwardly known they were doing it inside of a city council's closed chamber meeting that was being held and dedicated to them pressuring Filner to resign about sexual harassment, when gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking and sexual servitude rings. Do you see the irony of what I am talking about? These filthy sewer criminal rats, okay, that are directly connected to these expeditions had the audacity to not only gang stalk me to the San Diego Police Department headquarters almost a month prior to the date. They did that on July 24th, 2013. The city council meeting happened on August 23rd, almost a 1 month later to the date when I went to the San Diego Police Department headquarters and caught it on audio, uploaded the audio to video. Do you see the audacity? These criminal motherfuckers, these criminal whores believe that they are above the law, that they'll do what they want to do anywhere that they want to do it at, and they just think, what are you going to do about it? Because the filthy sewer rats in the system protect the shit. Check it out. A news reporter for KTPS, a news reporter from Minnesota, who's being gang stalked in Minnesota, her name is Jessica Miles, saw those YouTube videos of me being gang stalked inside of the San Diego City Council meeting chambers. That's right. And so she put them on her blog, and then when she did that, as a result of her doing that, an email got sent to my email account notifying that she attached my blog in her blog. Isn't that cool? She's being gang stalked by multiple different police agencies in Minnesota. That's right. And you would just go to her blog and look what's happening to her and how many other women that the police are directly involved in the gang stalking of her. So, how are targeted individuals supposed to get any type of uncorrupted help about the crimes that are happening to them and the continued crimes that happen to them? Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on an MTS Bus." That's right, baby cakes. You'll see me being assaulted by an individual who had engaged in gang-stalking physical gestures that morning of the assault on the bus, and on prior occasions on the same bus route, and the San Diego Police lied about it in the police report, and they omitted facts about that event. But check this out. That assault was predicted 11 days before it occurred in an email file, because that's what this video is about. Is telling you about how I predict what they might do before they do it. Now, in the description of that YouTube video that you see me being assaulted, by going to YouTube and typing in "Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on an MTS Bus," click on the About feature, which is the description pertaining to text that is typed in that will help you understand what the video is about. Okay? When you go into the About feature by clicking on it, a bunch of dialogue will open up. There's a blog, 2 blogs, and I think maybe another YouTube video is put in the description of that YouTube video in the About feature. When you see the 2 blogs URL addresses, you'll be able to click on them. In one of the blogs, okay, is an attached PDF link that you'll be able to see once you open up the blog. That attached PDF link is titled by a word called Assault 11. When you open up the blog and bring the blog open, you'll see the attached PDF link titled Assault 11. Click on it with your left mouse button. Then guess what will open up? A printed out and scanned email showing that was made on September 29, 2011, 11 days before the assault, and in the email file it flat out shows there's a great likelihood I'll be assaulted either walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation as a result of me contacting Senator Barbara Boxer about a specific aspect that has to do with the gang stalking of me. And I predicted that there was a great likelihood I'd be assaulted either walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation as a result of me preparing to go to Barbara Boxer's office. And 11 days after that email prediction was made, I was brutally assaulted on public transportation. Yeah. Let's listen to this. Yeah. Oh, and also go to Google and type in "Learning Disabled Woman." Check this out. Go to Google and type in "Learning Disabled Woman exposes how MTS assault video is altered." they had the stupid audacity to leave behind evidence. Whenever you have evidence to a crime, that becomes discovery, materials of discovery, which is the name of evidence in court. Whenever you have any evidence that you can bring with you, whether the judge or jury throws it out as being evidence or not, that evidence is called materials of discovery by its legal name. When you send a person altered evidence that is obstructing justice, it is obstructing justice in reference to discovery, materials of discovery, which is a felony. And then ask yourself, why would MTS send me an altered video of me being assaulted? They don't have a problem sending me a video of me being assaulted, but they send me an altered one. Why? I'm sure just by the information that I've just verbally described to you in this video alone, you can easily deduce that this assault was orchestrated. It was set up. Fuck yeah, it was. I'm sorry. Hell yeah it was. I usually don't swear, but hell yeah it was. Because what's the likelihood of anybody predicting they're going to be assaulted, and then 11 days later they're assaulted on the very place that you say you're going to be assaulted at? And then the police report is there's a huge amount of lies in the police report about that assault, and facts are omitted. Then they send me an altered video. Now, let's look at another thing. I lost my train of thought. The district attorney's office was notified by me in person, by fax, by email, and by certified mail to return receipt that the video MTS sent me was altered. They never recontacted me once by person, phone call, email, or mail. Not once. Not once. Not once. So, when you see the factual realities of how effective predictions are, you can use these as a mechanism to protect yourself. Every single thing, and you would not believe how many things I have predicted have come true. I'm getting ready to, right now in my email account, I'm preparing a list with some attached PDF links that show additional things that happened to me that were predicted right before, 36 hours before it happened. Excuse me, 36 hours before it happened, a half hour before it happened, okay, and then the MTS assault video. The MTS assault. And check it out, before I even got on that bus, okay, they rerouted me to a different bus route the day that assault occurred. And so as a result of me knowing the tactic and method used to get me to get on a different bus, I started suspecting something might be going on because I was already being gang stalked on several buses. So I made a statement in my tape recorder before the bus came that they rerouted me to. Right before it came, within a minute before it came, I was standing at the bus stop they directed me to go to. I made a statement in my tape recorder, let's see if anything happens on this bus. The bus comes within a minute. Within 10 minutes, he gets on it. 5 minutes later, he assaults me. So, my name is Leslie Williams. These are some of the techniques that you can use to prove undeniably that this criminality is happening to you in order to protect yourself and to expose to the community what is factually happening to you. Because organized stalking and gang stalking targeted individuals are intentionally called crazy, paranoid schizophrenic, bipolar, delusional, anything. Anything that the individuals that are in the system, including police officers, will call you, to discredit the truth you're exposing, they will do. I went down to the San Diego District Attorney's Office and told them about this MTS, a video being altered by MTS, and he said, you should go seek mental health help. I then leave their office. Check this out. In closing, this occurred on February 20th, 2013, the day I was sexually harassed by 2 San Diego Sheriff's officers in the Hall of Justice. It's the reason why I went down there. That's right, on February 20th, 2013, I went down to the Hall of Justice to go to the District Attorney's Office, and to take care of some other business. And while I was in there, I was sexually harassed by 2 San Diego Sheriff's officers, and it was caught on tape. I then left their presence and went to the District Attorney's Office, told him about the fact that this video is altered, and he told me right to my face that I should go get mental health help. I then leave his office, and check this out. It's so funny. I then leave his office and go get on 2 buses, bus route 923, in order to take that to Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard to connect with bus route 28. I then get on bus route 28, put my bike on it, take the bus down to Midway Drive, get off at the bus stop. I take my bike off the bus, I start riding my bike to a corner, and I see this guy engaging in gang stalking physical gestures. Okay, so I made a statement in my tape recorder before I crossed the street to get to the side of the street he was on, so I could cross the street to get to the other side of the street to go to the t-shirt shop. So I cross the street, and I get on the corner that he's on, where he's engaging in these physical gestures, and when I noticed them doing it, I said, you know, you guys are all the same. I go, who put you on this corner? And as I was saying that to him, as he was gaslighting me with these physical gestures, which is a term that describes gang stalking harassment techniques that are designed for you to notice in order to make you feel stalked, okay? I said, who put you on this corner? And as I was saying that, a San Diego police officer pulled up to the intersection, made a U-turn in front of us, and he gaslighted me with the same physical gesture. So I go to the guy, I go, was it him? He goes, yeah. I go, you're kidding me. I go, San Diego police officer put you on the corner to do this? He goes, yeah. I go, really? What was his name? He goes, Steve. All of it caught on tape recorder. So how crazy am I? I think not. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. It's all over the internet. Sweet peas and baby cakes. It's all over the internet that calling a targeted individual mentally ill is a method of gang stalking. One of the main methodologies of gang stalking is to make a targeted individual feel that they have nowhere to run to for help. From our elected officials and from government and agencies that are supposed to be advocating for you. Now, when you run to one of these government agencies and they call you mentally ill about factual, in-your-face, physical, tangible evidence, the MTS video is altered. A professor at USD who specializes in video communications and his specialty is video and images, he saw the video online and posted it to a website called First Post. And I got the evidence to show that he did it. You can clearly look, if you just Google learning disabled woman exposes how MTS assault video is altered, you'll clearly be able to see me describing how it's altered. And then once you look at how I describe it's altered, and then look at the video, you'll clearly be able to see it's altered, and then cross-reference that video to the normal structure of the bus of any other MTS bus video that you can find online. And you'll clearly be able to see the videos altered. So why would a San Diego District Attorney's Office member imply that I'm mentally ill? There's a friggin' law that talks about conspiracy under the color of authority and conspiracy. These laws are little penal codes. So he's trying to say that I'm implying that people are working in concert and conspiring against me and that I'm crazy because of it. The little freaked out skank, doesn't he? He knows. He works in the district attorney's office. He knows that there's literally penal codes attached to conspiracy. Conspiracy under the color of authority, conspiracy to obstruct justice, conspiracy to alter materials of discovery of evidence. These are literal penal codes. And the filthy little sewer rat knew who I was and came out to try and imply I'm mentally ill for my complaints. In order to make me feel defeated that no matter where I go to for help, I will not get help. So it is my intention to expose this little filthy sewer rat. I got his business card and posted it all over the internet. And you can find the name of this little skank by going to YouTube and typing in learning disabled woman exposes district attorney's office member mocking her. You'll find it, and you'll find the guy's name. The filthy little sewer rat is taking your tax dollars, my tax dollars, to pay his skanky little pension and his salary so he can walk away from his job and enjoy his life, while targeted individuals are trapped in these campaigns because his filthy little sewer rat ass isn't doing his job. Look, you cannot take a physical piece of evidence and alter it and then send that altered evidence to somebody. They have it in their possession that it's altered. They then upload it to the internet and everybody can see that it's altered, and then he denies that it's altered, and then he denies that it's altered, and then he tries to claim the person who's claiming that it's altered is crazy. Do you have any idea how weak that bullshit is? Because the physical evidence exists in space and time. It's there for you to witness and see. I guess he feels that all they got to do is stonewall it, not investigate it, never reply back to concerning it. And then if I ever file charges against them or MTS, they'll pipeline the case before a syndicated judge. Bada boom. They don't have a thing to worry about. Well, they do. Because I'm not going to stop. Ever. 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 Under any circumstances, ever, until this shit is exposed in the public spotlight and then legally and uncorruptedly criminally prosecuted. I will never stop, ever. I appreciate you listening. I gotta stop talking because this video is long now. Okay, I appreciate you listening, and feel free to research all my statements in this video, and I hope and pray that targeted individuals will use creative thinking to use the techniques that I've stated in this video so they can take appropriate steps to prove that the criminality that's happening to them is happening to them. Buy a tape recorder when and if you can afford it, and a video camera. That's right. Do it. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. These filthy sewer rats are literally connected to the worst crimes that can happen to any human being. Listen to what I'm stating to you. They're not gang stalking you for no reason. I'm in San Diego, California, in La Jolla. I made this video for my fellow targeted individuals and to expose the factual realities of these criminal expeditions to the public at large. I do appreciate you listening, and have a nice day.